It's a joy to be with you here on this Wednesday of the Word of Encouragement. And today I'd like to look at a fairly well-known passage from 2 Corinthians chapter 12. This is the thorn in the flesh passage that speaks of how God allowed this messenger of Satan, God didn't initiate this, but this messenger of Satan to afflict Paul because God was protecting him because of the tremendous way that God had used him. He had been given revelations. He had a special time with the Lord. He was an apostle. He'd actually been with the Lord. We don't know fully how that all worked, but it was an amazing privilege. God was using him to open up the Gentile world. And Paul was made of the same thing as we are. The same flesh, the same weaknesses, the same propensity for pride. And he makes that very clear, that he understands that he could be exalted. Verse 7 says, "This messenger of Satan was sent to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure." And God would not take this thorn of the flesh. We don't know exactly what it was, but it was obviously something that was making ministry for the Apostle Paul very difficult. But I love verse 9. "And he said unto me," speaking of the Lord, "My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." Now here you see a decision to be encouraged in the midst of a very difficult situation. Now the Lord said unto him, "My grace, my enabling power that you don't deserve is sufficient. I will meet your need. I promise you that. My strength will be made perfect in your weakness." And as Paul heard that, he said, "I will glory then. I will rather glory in this weakness, in my infirmities, because I want God's power. I want the power of God to rest upon me, even if it takes this kind of suffering." He was encouraged in the midst of what would have discouraged most of us. But Lord, I can't minister as ably with this kind of problem, this physical problem or whatever it was. I'm limited in what I can do. Paul said, "No, I've determined I'm going to be encouraged. I'm going to glory in it. I'm going to realize this is really a tremendous gift of God to me. He's saving me from being shipwrecked on the rocks of my own pride. And I am going to be thankful and encouraged that this will enable me to have the power of God in my life more than it would have been if I had not had this experience." Let me just say that encouragement is a decision. Now, there are a lot of factors. We talk about that every day. But there is a decision to glory in the hard things, in trusting God and saying, I'm realizing that God's doing something in my life, and I choose to be encouraged. I will not allow myself to get under it and to react improperly. Truly, as one book said, happiness is a choice, and it's true. It is a choice to depend upon God and allow the Spirit of God to work. The fruit of the Spirit is joy. So I encourage you today to continue to make the choice to glory in whatever God allows, realizing God's going to use it, and decide, I'm going to be encouraged because I've got a God that'll take care of me. And if you'll do that, you will find yourself encouraged on a regular basis, and God will be able to do great things in your life.